You know, it's kind of funny. Sad reality of a narcissist is that they have to manipulate you into a way where you completely doubt yourself and your own reality so that they can have control over you. Today, I want to talk about self-doubt. And the reality of it is I am still currently even almost 2 years out of this relationship, which was a 7-year relationship with a narcissist. I still doubt myself on a lot of things. All while I have gotten back, like things that before the relationship I was, certain about, I knew I was good at, I knew I was, confident with. A lot of those things I've gotten back my self-confidence just by the fact that I knew before being with her I was pretty good at these things, knew what I was doing, knew my capabilities, knew the reality of these things. I've kind of gotten those things back just by trusting myself and knowing that before this I was good with all this. But still, there are a lot of things even about myself and my just trusting myself in that I'm, I guess, a good person, or that I've got the right intentions, or just a lot of things like that are still can be a struggle. One of the ways the narcissists get you doubting yourself is through gaslighting. A lot of the times this can be subtle little things that you wouldn't initially pick up on it and be like, they're purposefully trying to mess with my head. But a lot of the times, if you say mentioned something that they said or did that was wrong, it was, I never said that, I never did that, you're twisting my words. Or a lot of the times you were being dramatic. It's a lot of the times with narcissists, it's very subtle little things, but they will gaslight you and manipulate you to where you start doubting yourself, and you'll end up trusting them and what they say is right or wrong over your own self. I know for me personally, this was at a point in the relationship there, a couple years in, when she started the cheating, been lying about little and all things quite a while before this. But anyways, when I first started catching her with the cheating, I would point these things out, and she would try to say things like that, like, you're twisting my words or what happened, or you're being dramatic about it, whatever it was. And for that first while of this happening, I don't know when it all switched, but for that first while, it was like, I could tell she was kind of, I don't know the word I want to say here. I was going to say crazy, but I don't know if I want to exactly use that word. But it's like, no, I clearly know what I have seen here, or, what's happened. And eventually, long enough of them telling you that you're wrong about it, eventually you really start doubting yourself. And that's what happened to me. That was, like I say, at the beginning of the cheating, I knew she was totally wrong, and this is what she's saying is way off. She's not taking accountability for it. And then a while in there, I just started kind of going with things, just because I got to a point where I doubted myself on every little thing. So, something that when you're with a narcissist, it is a major thing that they use to control you through gaslighting, manipulating you. Once they get you to doubt yourself and your reality, your perceived reality of the world, they've got you hooked, because you'll end up believing anything and everything they say, and you'll just go with trusting them. With a narcissist, you end up being in survival mode all the time. And when you get out of that relationship, you're still going to be stuck in it, because especially if you stayed with them through years of this abuse, your brain, everything has been conditioned to live in survival mode, to trust them, and it's just, that's honestly just the reality of it. So first thing you can do to start the ending of the doubting yourself, things that you were sure of, things that you're good at, whatever, before the relationship and all this happened, start doing small things like that you love, that you are sure on, that you know you're good at. And even though you may doubt yourself at the beginning of starting to get back into these things, the more you do it, a little bit over time, you'll start to kind of get that sense of yourself back, and that sense of like, hey, I know what I'm doing here, and I am confident in it, and I can, be sure of this thing. Another big thing you can do is journal about something. If you're unsure of something, journal it. Just writing it down. A lot of the times I like to use the Notes app on my phone and just literally, actually physically writing it or typing it out here. You can read through it and see what makes more sense. Playing through it in your mind, it's, at least me personally, I got so much going on in my mind that it's like writing this thing out instead of having 100 different things running around in my mind at once. Writing this out, reading through it, I can kind of take a second and be like, okay, yeah, that makes sense, or no, that doesn't really make sense. So journaling, writing it out, another big thing. Other thing that I've got for you here is, if you have a trusted friend or family member that you know has your best interest at heart, talk to them about these things. Because while it may, if you're still in that survival mode, while it may seem off or crazy to you, it may seem completely reasonable to them. You know, it's someone with an outside perspective that actually wants the best for you. They can definitely help you into making the right decision, and in turn, that'll help you to kind of see a little bit better what you should or shouldn't be doing. So that's just a little something I wanted to talk about today and try to help you guys through, as it's also something that I'm, like I say, personally still working on as well. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. But I love you guys, I appreciate you, and I'll see you next time.